That actually looks like we're recording. Okay, so we'll start here. Okay, so Christy, I'm with you next here. All right, I am resourceful. I use creative methods to construct the best possible life. Ooh, get creative, girl. Get those juices flowing. All right, Rochelle, I've got you next. Ooh, I am graceful. Strength is the root of my elegance. Alicia Armstrong, I've got you next. I am ambitious. I set high goals for myself and achieve them purposefully. Oh. All right, Becky, I've got you next. I am nurturing. Aw, that's perfect for you. I foster good health and curate positive relationships.
That's funny. That's the same one I had yesterday. And I like really focused on that yesterday. And my kids were so good all day. It was just like, yeah, mom's like real nurturing today. I don't know if I'm not like that every other day, but I just really focused on it yesterday. We had a great day. So I'm going to do it again.
Yes. Oh my God. I need that card so bad then. Maybe that's just me. That is really cool. I love that you focused on it too, because like there's some days like where I pull and like it was literally just like the perfect card for me. Like that day that we did yoga and I pulled out graceful, like I literally thought about it the whole time. I was like, be graceful, be graceful. And I felt like it did line me up for the rest of the day of just being very graceful. Like I don't know how else to explain it other than like it really did set like a tone for the day. That's why I always say like whatever I pull, maybe just like jot it down. Because sometimes you can hear it and then like after the meeting you'll be like, what was that card, you know? Or if we do it every day, you could kind of lose which one was which day. So maybe just like have a list and like jot it down so that way you can like, and you can even like put it somewhere where you're going to see. So you're like, okay, today I'm going to focus on nurturing, or today I'm going to focus on being graceful, or I'm going to focus on being whatever, or extraordinary or something like that. And so you could just jot them down to just give you a little bit of insight to look at throughout the day. Plus they're all positive words. So they're going to naturally help you kind of bring your mood up. So, all right, Kristen, I've got you next. I'm happy to see you home. Yay. We'll chat after this. I'll see how you're doing. But I am inspired is for you. I rise into my own strength and creativity. I like that. All right, Carly. Hi, by the way. I'm Jenny. Nice to see you. I am evolving, which feels super perfect for you right now. I celebrate growth and change. Welcome. Okay, Brooke. All right, I already pulled Brooks, I think. Okay, Marissa, I have you next. Marissa, I am focused. I like that. I devote my energy to what truly matters. Yeah, girl. All right, Karen, I've got you next. Ooh, I am vibrant. My bright energy glows onto everyone I encounter. You may not be seeing anybody right now, but maybe you're messaging people, or maybe you're having that social media presence that could help as well. And you could still have very vibrant posts. So maybe that's something that you can work on. Use that towards it. All right, Alicia Weaver, I've got you next. Ooh, I love this one for you. I am grounded. I have a strong foundation on which to build my dreams, which feels so you right now. I love that. Hopefully you heard that. All right, I'm still pulling. All right, Tessa, I've got you next. I am committed. Dang, girl, you needed this. I understand the value of hard work and pursue my goals relentlessly. If like the word relentless doesn't explain Tessa, if you guys know her, like that girl is relentless. That's perfect for her. Oh goodness. Okay, so let's see. So Elika, I have you next. Okay, Elika, I am well-rounded. My skills and capabilities enrich my life and those around me. I love that for you. My friend Lisa Anderson. Let's see what kind of energy you're putting out here. Ooh, I am streamlined. I reduce resistance and minimize clutter in my life. Looks like somebody's gonna be cleaning out some closets. Like actual closets, like in your house, not. That's right. All right, Annabella is our last one, I believe, that I have here. I am adventurous. I enjoy new experiences and willing to take chances. I actually really love this for you as well because you've been doing like live videos and kind of taking the chance of like doing something different and changing the way that you're usually connecting with people on a healthy level. So I love that for you too. All right, let me make sure I got everybody. Sometimes they like move around, so I want to make sure. Yeah, I got everybody. Cool. Oh, I'll pull my own. Ooh, I am courageous. I act bravely in the face of adversity. Woo! That feels like me very much. I am courageous and I am facing all of this very bravely. Because what is our alternative, right? What is our alternative? That's just what I keep reminding myself, and I'm going to keep reminding you guys, is what is the alternative if we are not being on point, if we're not trying our best, if we're not staying positive? You know, what's the alternative to those? What are the antonyms to those? You know, hide in a corner, you know, be depressed, be negative, not an option, right? Not an option if you're coming here. I know that it is an option in our lives and that we can very easily slip into those as well. It can be very easy to wake up and say, this sucks. It can be very easy to wake up and say, I just can't do this anymore, you know? But the hard stuff, but the stuff that's going to move us forward is going to say, you know, I know this is hard. You know, I know this sucks. You don't have to deny it. You don't have to try and pretend like you're in rainbows, okay? You don't have to pretend it's not happening. Acknowledge it, and then what can you do to still be positive? Okay, it sucks. Yeah, you're right. But now what? You know, that's kind of how I think, is like, yeah, it sucks. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. You know, I'm not going to pretend that, like, you know, go to the grocery store doesn't suck, or that I don't want to avoid it, but we need food, right? So I got to do it. I got to buck up and do it. So do I want to hate it the whole time, or do I just want to make the best of it? And my thought is I'm going to make the best of it, okay? Because I could sit and complain and moan and gripe the whole time, but really, like, what is that going to do for the people around me? What is that going to do for my inner emotions and anxiety and depression? It's just going to feed those, okay? When you consistently allow negative thoughts to come to the surface and then you like feed them, you know, like when you guys know how that happens too. It's like, or if you're like talking to somebody and you guys are both being negative and it just escalates and escalates and escalates to the point where like you're feeding off of each other's negativity, right? Like we've all been there, where you're talking to somebody and they'll start saying something, you're like, yeah, 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 it's terrible. Well, guess what happened to me? You know, and it's like this one-up game of how bad somebody could have it, you know, like mine's totally worse than yours. But in reality, you guys, this sucks for everybody, okay? It's not any more worse for one person or the other. It's not any more worse for Mike to have to go to work in it than it is for me to stay at home and work in it. It's not any easier here than it is there. And it's not any easier for you or anybody else. And it's not harder for anybody else either. I mean, I know that like we all have our struggles, okay? We all have our issues. And so how can we move past that? How can we flourish or be positive despite the crap going on? Okay? Because like I told you guys before, it's like if you're gonna put in the work to stay positive. Okay? If you're going, because like I've told you guys the different levels too. It's like, because all that negativity is doing is pulling you down, 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 down into that hole. And you guys all know that hole, you know? You all know your level of how far down you can go, right? We all know that. Like, I know how far down I can go, and it's exhausting. It's scary. It's really hard to get out of there. It's easy to get there, right? It's so easy to get into that hole. You're like, woo, let's dive in. I'm in the negativity pond. Little did I know there was no ladder out. I was gonna have to crawl and climb back out of this freaking thing, and somebody else is probably putting their hand or their foot and just shoving you back in. You know, like, can you guys picture that? Like, you're in this pool and you're in this hole, and somebody just keeps going, no, stay, no, stay. It's fun here, isn't it? Yeah, it is fun here. But the moment this is all over, it's not gonna be fun anymore. And that's what I'm trying to keep you guys from. I'm trying to keep you out of that hole before we even ever get there, before we ever think it's even a good idea. I'm keeping you out of there. It's going to be a lot of hard work, okay, to stay out of there. But the moment we're allowed to go back outside, we're allowed to go back to the park or wherever, you guys are going to be so thankful you did the work now, okay? You're going to be so happy that you came here every day and listened to my butt talk, or Les Brown, or whoever we're listening to. You guys are going to be so thankful for this right here. Maybe you're already thankful for it. I know I am, you know? And so if you're already thankful for it, if you're already feeling like, wow, this has already helped me, just imagine a year from now, yeah, like how you're going to look back at this time and go, wow, that was like a really rough time. And I watched a lot of people struggle and suffer, but we just kind of glided right on through it, you know? And then I came out the other side, and I didn't have to pull myself out of some freaking dark hole. I just kind of had to get back into my old routine. And it was so much easier because mentally I was there. Mentally, I had kept myself on point. And so physically, emotionally, or outdoor stuff, that stuff can all kind of just come right back into place. But you got to keep this right, okay? So that's what we're doing here, is keeping the mind right. And then also just like being able to see other people, you guys. Like, even if we can't like act, like, you know what I mean? Like, even if we're not all holding conversation, just knowing there's other people out there somewhere in the world that needs this too. And it's obvious because, you know, we've gained people, or people have come in and out over the weeks and stuff like that. And I just think that's really cool. And it shows that we're doing something right here, right? And so that's why I really wanted to start like recording them too. Because at first I was like, oh, I don't know how the girls would feel, you know. But then I was like, but I think that more people need to see these. I think that the girls that can't come every single day would appreciate to be able to watch this later on, you know. And so I really appreciate you guys being okay with like me recording these. I really appreciate it. I think it really will just, the video of me recording will only just show the person talking. So the video will mostly just probably be me, unless you guys like talk into the microphones or something. But so just to let you guys know too, so it's not like just like a video of all of us the whole time. It'll just record basically the person with the audio, just to let you guys know. So awesome. So I would love to pick up where we left off yesterday with Les Brown. Maybe just kind of finish up that little chapter. It's a whole book, but I just picked a certain chapter. And so I think there's like 20, 30 minutes left, and then we'll take like the last 10 minutes and kind of talk about some of the stuff that we really liked. So maybe get like a pencil and paper today, and maybe just jot down like a few things he says, or maybe something that sticks out to you, or maybe if you go, ooh, that was like really good, or man, that really stuck with me, or ooh, I needed to hear that. Because that's usually me. That's usually what I say. Ooh, I needed that one. You know? So maybe just jot down some quotes, or jot down one thing that you kind of get from this second half of the video. and we'll just kind of discuss it at the end and see how we feel. Sound good? Cool. Okay.
So as you brainstorm, as you think about what you want to do and where you want to go, you've got to have this something in you that is your true identity. Michael Todd, one of Elizabeth Taylor's former husbands, said something. He said, there's a guy that was a millionaire and broke and became a millionaire and broke again. He said, I've been broke many times, but I've never been poor. Why? See, poverty is a state of mind. People that are impoverished, now looking up the word impoverished, people that are impoverished, it's called to be deprived of strength, richness, or futility by depleting or draining of something essential. That most people are going through life after their goals, deprived of something that's essential to them achieving their goals, something that's necessary. What's necessary? You got to know who you are. You got to align yourself with the strong part of you. You got to, regardless of the circumstances, to judge not according to appearances. That you've got to be willing to go at it, and with everything in you, pulling deep down within, challenging yourself. Put yourself to the test. Start with some personal victories. It might be just say, well, for the next 30 days, do something that will just let you test yourself. But for the next 30 days, every morning, I'm going to do just 5 sit-ups every day. Just test yourself. Or the next 30 days, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go outside and walk just for 10 minutes. I don't care if it rains. I don't care if the temperature drops below 40 degrees. I don't care. I just want this, achieve this personal victory. Test yourself. When I was normalizing my weight, one of the things I had to do was to test myself. I found myself to be an impulsive eater, so I test myself. I went into a bakery and smelt the food. And I was watching myself. Here's what you're doing when you're testing yourself. You think before you think. See, my first mind would be, hey, watch yourself. My second mind, hey, doesn't that look good? You saw a skinny man get hit by a truck. A little bit more pounds, he might have lived. Put yourself to the test. Find out what you're made of. Monitor yourself. If you find yourself being fearful, feel that fear and acknowledge it. And then say, oh, okay, I'm scared. Yeah. I had to do that the other day. I had to speak to an AT&T group, rough group in New York. And I was listening to them in there. And they talked all through the other guy's presentation. My shoulders started getting tight. I'm walking backstage like this, loosening up. They thought I was going to come in and slug somebody. I say, yeah, Les, okay, I feel this tension here. Hey, they're just another bunch of human beings up in here. You Mamie's boy, what are you scared of? Loosen up. They ain't seen nothing till you come in there. Your time, they belong to you. Claim them. That we've got to get in a certain kind of state of mind and consciousness. That as you look toward where you want to go and what you want to produce in your life, you have a different kind of walk. You're no longer walking around like this. Have a different kind of walk. Your conversation is different. People will know something has happened to you. You don't have to say it. And we've all seen people whose lives changed, and they didn't tell us, but we looked at them and we knew that something was different. You couldn't exactly put your hands on it, that something was different. There was something about the way they smiled or the way they walked or when they spoke and the speaking of their words. You knew, you felt it. You sensed that this person had changed. And that's what you want, Symbol. You don't have to go out and make any announcements. But when you know who you truly are, in spite of your circumstances, you can lose your job, you can lose your family, You can make mistake after mistake after mistake. You can lose your money, but you won't lose your spirit. People cannot believe in you. They can laugh at you. They can say you can't come back, lose your home, lose your car, everything, but you won't lose one truth, one redeeming truth that can keep you in the game. That is, that there's something in you that's greater than what you are now going through, and that you are not going to become hypnotized by it. That's what happened to most people. They focus on their problems. Like a deer, when a car is coming at a deer, when he looks in the light, the headlights hypnotize him, and he gets run over. But if the deer would just look away, it will break the spell, and he can move out of the way. A snake watches a bird and sneaks up, and with an enchanting, engaging look, capture that bird's attention. And if the bird would just look away and leave, to perhaps live, but it just keeps on looking at the snake as the snake gets closer and closer and closer, and then grabs the bird and literally eat the bird alive. And many of us are eaten up alive by life, because when things happen, we spend time looking at it and looking at it and talking about it and whining about it, and anybody that will listen, we tell them about it, and thinking about it and consumed with it. And it keeps on multiplying and reproducing itself in our life experience. No. Break the spell. No. Doesn't matter what has happened. What do you want to happen? What is it you want to create in your life experience? What do you want to do now with the time that you have left? No. It doesn't matter what happened over here. That's history now. Doesn't matter what people think. That has nothing to do with you. Here's what matters. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do now? Okay, here you are. This is your life. What is it going to be? You know what most people do, ladies and gentlemen, why they don't reach their goals? Larry DeAndre touched on this when we were working on developing the presentation. Said most people disqualify themselves from the race of life before they get started, because they see themselves as less than who they really are. We disqualify ourselves. How do you keep yourself focused and break that hypnotic spell? That's the purpose of the Mastermind Goal Achievers Journal. That's why you must write every available tool that you can bring into bear. Write things down. Monitor what your thoughts are, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, what you're going through each day, staying on top of you. Have pictures to reinforce this thought, this vision that you have in your mind, or where you want to go and what you want to do. You have to reinforce it with something visual sometimes. As you talk about it, don't just talk about it casually, but feel it. Look at your goal. See yourself there. Experience the applause. Experience the feeling of achieving the goal, of making the decision, or overcoming the challenge, or kicking the addiction, or reclaiming your life, or having your own business. Experience the glory, how you feel inside. And you can say, I did it. See that happening. You're dreaming that, you're seeing that, you're experiencing that. No one else can see that but you. When you see it, as you walk through life each day, people will begin to see it through your eyes. They'll know that you're on to something here. You're going someplace. You've tapped into something. Your body language, your conversation, the whole feel, the electronic feel around you. People want to deal with you. You will attract other people just like you. When you go to that level, there are people who would want to deal with you just because of who you are. The universe will send you supporters just because you believe. I have a friend that's in town, and Patricia Wingard, who told me she wanted to be a speaker, and she's out here in this race with what she has. And Patricia, who was in an abusive marriage and raised her children, and they're now grown, she said, Les, I'm working on my stuff. I want to speak. I want to train and listen to one of my tapes. I got on a plane flying to New Jersey the other night. I said, well, I slooped down the chair. I said, well, I'll just listen to this and just go to sleep. And she came on the tape saying, I want to talk to you about choice, challenge, and change. I set up my chair. I said, come on, talk to me, Pat, talk to me. I mean, she came on with power. You knew when she spoke that she was serious. That's how you want people to know when they look at you. That you're serious. That as you have that kind of intensity, have that kind of knowing, have that kind of faith, as you believe that good things are supposed to happen to you, as you know that you are qualified to have this, it is your right. You have earned this. You're willing to pay the price, night and day, giving up sleep, paying enormous personal relationships for what you want. See, sometimes life will do something to you. A friend of mine, Rhea, said she was working on a contract, and the guy that had the power to make the decisions had her doing all kinds of different things. And she finally landed the contract after some very frustrating, or no, she called it character building experiences. She said, I developed a lot of character dealing with him. And she said, she asked him, she said, why did you take me through all those changes? And his response was, I just wanted to see how bad you want it. You know, as life does that too. Life will test you like that. How bad do you really want it? Les Brown, how bad you want it? Huh? I'm going to take your car. You're going to have creditors calling you every day. How focused can you be? Huh? You're going to have judgments filed against you, garnishing judgments against you. You're going to lose all of the materialistic things you have. How positive can you be now? You're going to lose your job. And people who you thought will help you won't be there for you. Where is your feeling of being empowered, having the capacity to create now? That's going to happen. And I say that what's necessary is that you stand courageously, daringly, that you become bold. In spite of this, I'm not giving up on my Come with your best shot, because I'm here to stay. That kind of declaration and what you want, life will say, let's get that. Let her through. Let her through. No. Come on in. That one won't stop. Let's go get another wimp today. And that's why you read your book. You write your goals down. You write down ideas that come to you. And you look at your pictures and you experience deep the emotion. I want you right now. I want you to just join me in feeling the feeling that I'm debt free. Just feel what it would be like having all your bills paid off. Just experience what that would be. Just smile right now. Experience right now some problem you had in your relationship. You thought it was over. You thought it was down the tube. But because you were willing to make a commitment to do what you can to bring it to another level and being willing to get off being right. So you know what we want and what we have is far greater than our petty differences. I love you. Do you love me? Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I get mad from here up. So let's put that mad out. Can we talk a little bit? Life is too short. Yeah. No, so I want to go to bed mad. I want to go to bed smiling. That when things are happening to you, you look at them and say, that's some kind of wonderful. Life, boy, you doing some stuff today. You trying to break me down, aren't you? Like, trying to get to me, huh? Trying to make me cry, huh? Life. Trying to make me give up on this dream, huh? Life. I know what you trying to do. No, you ain't getting to me. No, you got me one time. You ain't getting me now. I know what's happening. So it's not necessary that I panic and get all upset. What's necessary is that I come up using my brains and my wits, being creative, as Ross Perot would say. No, I can handle it. I'm not going to tuck my tail and run, as a lot of people do. No. You got to be bold in life, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not bold, if you're not standing up inside yourself, if you're not willing to call into being the highest and the strongest that's within you when you're facing life's challenges, life will trample you. It will suck the life out of you. Your life will be miserable if you're not living in alignment with who you are. But see, when you discover the truth of this goodness, this power that you have within you, that truth will set you free from ever being a victim in life. That truth will enable you to handle things with a level of equanimity that will surprise you. That you'll learn how to really overcoming the world by not buying into what's in front of you. Knowing that that's life full of all kind of shocks, all kind of surprises. And one thing about life, on the road to life, there's no room for parking. You can't park. Because if you do park, somebody's going to run you over. But a lot of people, when they get shocked, they stop. Start holding their head. You know, somebody hit me. There's people running past them. They're like, look at this hickey I got on my head. People say, you better keep running. Life is about keep on moving. Keep on moving. Don't try and stop and pull people out the race and come look at blood dripping down your face. They had some knots too. Don't feel sorry for yourself and try and organize a pity party. The shots are part of the program. So test yourself, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most important and necessary steps to taking to developing your consciousness, knowing that you are the raw material. That's all you need. As you work to develop yourself and begin to think and projecting your power of intuitiveness, of listening to that still small voice within, knowing that you will be led. Things will come to you at the right time as you grow. Now, when you're operating like this, it's necessary that you not panic. It's necessary that you be patient. It's necessary that you judge not according to appearances. It's necessary that you develop stickability, that you take a stand, that you dig in. It's necessary to know there are going to be some difficult times, that when you are in transition, there's going to be a drop in productivity. That when you go through a major traumatic experience, there's going to be a drop in your energy. You're going to be tired. Some things you know you should do, but you just won't have the energy to do it. You just feel powerless. What's wrong? I don't know. My mind is working. I know what I need to do. I just can't bring myself to do it. How many of you ever been where you've just been emotionally depleted? A friend of mine, I said, what happened to you? You know, you used to be such a powerful, dynamic person. She said, my divorce took everything out of me. Another friend of mine who was a health enthusiast, I saw him smoking. He was like 70 pounds, 75 pounds overweight. I said, man, what happened? He said, Les, my mama was sick for a long time. And when she died, I just haven't been the same. That's the shock of her death, the pain over a year and a half. He said, I had some guilties because she was suffering. There were times I was praying when I opened the door, she was dead and I felt guilty. And during that time, I lost it. I lost it. It is necessary for us to recognize that sometimes we're going to lose it. And that's why it's important that you align yourself with people who are winners, who are trying to find the keys. Winners who are seeking. Winners who are searching. Winners who are going after their goal and their passion and their dream with a determination unmatched anywhere. That's why it's so important. And when you get up in the morning, when your feet hit the ground, you stand up, giving up. All right, life, I'm ready for you. I'm ready today. I'm fortifying myself. I'm praying and I'm meditating. I'm reading my goals. I know it's possible and I know it's necessary that I put myself up to the test. So I'm coming out here. I know I'm going to have to take some blows. Find out how strong I am. Can I stand up? I know I'm going to experience some rejection and disappointment. I know I'm going to have some cash flow problems and some relationship problems. Yes, I know there are going to be some hard decisions to make. I know there are going to be some moments when I don't know what to do. The things are going to be so uncertain that I'm going to feel overwhelmed and feel like I can't handle it. I know I'm going to experience all of that. Why? It's necessary. It's a part of life. It's called life. It's not going to be all peaches and cream. Wish I could tell you it's going to be easy. No. All of that will create you into a certain kind of person. All of that, ladies and gentlemen. That as you go through that experience, what you become in the process, that the goal itself will be anticlimactic. That you'll discover a part of you that you did not know was there. Even if you don't reach and make everything happen you want to happen. You can look yourself in the mirror with respect. And it's not even about winning all the time. It's about enjoying this trip, this journey. It's about what is it that I can learn from this? What is it that life is trying to tell me? What is it? What corrective action do I need to take that will unlock the door to unlimited powers and possibilities that I have within myself? What is it? See, if you start out just slightly off course, just 1 inch off course, the further you go, the further off course you are. Here's some good news. As you're going in the wrong direction, soon as you discover that, the moment you turn around, you're moving in the right direction. And so as you begin to take some corrective measures, as you begin to make some adjustments in your life. I was up late last night around 2:30. I called a friend. I said, I'm really upset tonight. I'm tensed and nervous about tomorrow. I said, Les, what are you worried about? You know how long you've been doing this? You are like a well. You always have something you can draw from. I say, whoa, thank you for that mental adjustment. I needed that. I'm reminded of a man, Mr. Winston, who was the president of a railroad, and one day he got off one of the trains in a small town. And there were 2 railroad workers sitting outside on a bench outside of the office. And as Mr. Winston stepped off, one guy said, "Hey, Winston, how you doing?" And he said, "Hey, Marvin, how are you doing? I'm so glad to see you. How's the family?" He said, "Fantastic. What about your family?" "Oh, they're doing great." He said, "Well, it's so great to see you. I haven't seen you in years. You haven't aged a bit." He said, "No, you haven't either." He said, "Well, let's stop lying. Look here, you take it easy, all right?" And he went on about his business, and the guy sitting next to Marvin said, You know who that is? That's the president of the railroad." He said, "Yes." "You know him personally?" He said, "Yes." He said, "We both 30 years ago came here together." He said, "You came here together 30 years ago?" "Yes." "He's the president of the railroad now?" He said, "I don't mean to embarrass you or anything." He said, "But why are you still here?" And his response said, I've lost a lot of sleep thinking about that. He said, 30 years ago, I came to work for $1.40 a day. 30 years ago, Mr. Winston came to work for the railroad. The difference, ladies and gentlemen, was the commitment of service. The difference was the mindset. And how Mr. Winston showed up and how Marvin showed up. And because Winston was willing to give more, forgetting himself, and poured his life into what he was doing, he loved the railroad business. And each got out exactly what they put in. As you look at what it is you want, make sure it's something you love. If you don't know what it is that you love, just toy with something and just find out, do it for a little while. Used to take pictures, did it for a while, enjoyed it, developed a large laboratory for developing pictures, did it for a while, then after a while, got tired and lazy. Didn't want that anymore. So I tried something else. And I did that for a little while. Been involved in advertising and creating and developing commercials and jingles for radio stations. I love the creative part of radio. Love writing them and developing and editing those tapes, and the studio and the production room. Enjoyed that. That was real good. But still something missing. I said, no. So let me try something else. Now, but by the way, whatever I did, I went up in there all the way to find out if it fit. I was like a child, like at Christmas time. I was very excited about it, and I went all the way with it to find out, is this it? Does this have my name on it? Is this my reason for being? And I just kept on there. Finally, I found something. The further I got up in it, I said, this feels good. Ooh. It's a career, something you love so much, you do it for nothing, but you do it so well, people are paying you to do it. I said, I like this. I like this. This feels good. Talking to me. Yeah, I like that. Come in one way, they walk out differently. I like that. I like that. Then they give me those big checks. You say, this really getting good now. Whoa. I like to say that man was not born to work for a living, but to live is making, and living is making will make his living. And I say that in a generic sense. So, as you look toward the future, as we now have put another block, not only is it possible, but it's necessary that we test ourselves. It's necessary that we focus and pursue our dream passionately. It's necessary that we stretch and challenge ourselves every day and get ourselves surrounded with people that are strange like we are. People that are dreaming like we are. People that have found something that consumes them like we are. People that have found something that excites them like we are excited. And as you do those kinds of things, recognizing that you are the raw material and you are all you need, you are more than enough to handle your circumstances, to overcome events, to rebuild your life, to recreate your future, to reinvent yourself, to change your personal history. That you don't allow yourself to be mesmerized by the challenges of life, but you're becoming proactive, focusing on the solutions, on what you want to create. If you do that, you're going to have some personal victories that you can feel good about. And if there's ever a time that people must be brave, must be tenacious, must be bold and audacious, if there's ever a time that people must be creative and relentless and resourceful and determined, that time, ladies and gentlemen, is now. And I say you are the one. That you have the stuff. You brave this weather to be here because there's a deep hunger for something better. You know it's there, and this just can't be it for you. And I say you're right. I affirm that for you. I recognize you for that. We'll build another foundation over the next few weeks that will make it become reality. It's necessary that we do that. This is Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy, Leslie Calvin Brown, saying it's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. Thank y'all here.
Right. How did we feel about the second 30 minutes of that? I felt like it was really good. Isn't it funny, like how, like, even though obviously it's not a speech about right now, it still is so easy to apply it to right now. Like, Derek wants to say hi, guys. Yeah.
Hi, Derek.
Waving. There's more girls too. Look, they're all waving at you. What? We got a kiss. all kinds of fun stuff. Look, more kids. All right, I got just a few more minutes and then we'll be done, okay?
Yeah.
What? Oh, we'll talk about the Sonic movie next time. I think every time he wants to talk to you guys about the Sonic movie. We've watched it like, I don't know, 6 times in the last 2 days.
I think 2 times.
2 times? Yeah.
I mean, last time we were on the 31, I think we watched it 2
2 times.
times.
Yeah.
And last time we watched it 3 times.
Yeah. So 5 times total then.
Okay,
All right, hey, let me just finish this little meeting and then we'll talk about Sonic, okay?
Mom.
You need to listen.
I put that doll movie on. The
Alright.
step one.
We will, okay?
Remember
Hey.
the haunted,
It's not gonna stop.
the haunted,
Okay.
the
I
haunted.
know, you can tell me all about it as soon as I'm done, okay?
Yeah. So it's a haunted away,
Okay,
doctor.
okay.
With Sonic
Haunted
and
doctor.
Spencer. Remember that?
Yeah.
With Sonic and Tails and the like dolls.
Okay.
They like make them.
All right, so let's talk about, he's like, I'm still going. Oh, he's funny. Okay, so let's talk about kind of like what we pulled out most from it. I'll talk a little about what I pulled out. If you guys feel like you had the same things or if you had different things, like feel free to like raise the little hand or just take your mic off and talk over me. Remember, I can only see like 3 people at a time. So like sometimes I don't know, you know what I mean? Like who's gonna talk. So just start talking over me. Like honestly, that's fine. Or like do the little hand raising thing or something. If you have like something specific you want to talk about. But I'll just kind of go through like what I got from this 30 minutes. And if you have to chime in, feel free. So the first thing I wrote down was put yourself to the test. You know, obviously, honestly, you guys, we're already in the test. Like we didn't have to put ourselves here. That was done for us. We have no choice but to be in the test right now. You're in the test whether you want to or not. How you take the test, what you do with the test, how well you do with it, that's up to you, okay? There's no really right or wrong way other than like what you know on the inside. You know what's right or wrong, you know if you're taking the test the correct way or if you're allowing the test to consume you and create anxiety and all of those things. Excuse me. So I love the fact of like, just put yourself to the test, you guys. Be in it because you have no other choice, is how I feel. You have no other choice but to deal with it. I mean, you do have a choice to not deal with it, but what is that going to do? You know, you could pretend it's not happening. You could frolic over in the freaking meadows if you want to, but I'm going to tell you right now, that's not going to get you anywhere. So face the test head on. Right now, we are in the freaking test. And 3 months from now, we'll determine how well you took that test. Okay? So when you're thinking of every day as just being a struggle, just be like, this is part of the test. This is part of the test. And at the end of this, I'm going to pass this test. You know? And it's going to make me strong. I'm going to be unstoppable because I got through the hardest freaking thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. I just got through that. So bring it on, life. You know what I'm saying? Like, has anybody else ever faced a test that they like totally made it through and now they kind of feel like nothing can hurt me? I kind of feel that way. There's been a couple things in my life that I've been through that I'm just like, you can't faze me. I'm sure your life could if it really tried. I'm not gonna put it, I'm not gonna like, don't try. You know?
Trust me. Yeah, don't test life. It will do that to you.
Exactly, Amanda. You don't have to put it to the test. Exactly. Like life is gonna test you. Like you don't need to call on it to like bring it on. But there are things that I have faced in life that I'm like, man, and I'm sure you too. Like I'm sure there's things that we could all sit and kind of go through of the things that we have struggled and went through and survived. And maybe you need to take a little personal inventory on the things that you've already survived to remind yourself how freaking strong you are, how freaking capable you are because of all the crap that you've already dealt with, you know? And just remind yourself of how strong you are, of all the things that you've already overcome, of all the things you've already survived. This is just another test. And that brings me to my next one. Never lose your spirit. Never lose your spirit. Like, how bad is life going to test you? But how bad are you going to fight for your spirit? Because I think that our spirit is the only thing that, like, nobody can take from us. You know, it's kind of what he was saying. You could take my car. You could take the fact that I can't go to the beach. You could take the fact that I can't talk to my neighbors or whatever it is out here that's going on right now. But you cannot take my spirit. You can't. It's mine. I control it. And nobody can take it from you. Not even if your husband's having a bad day, or your kids are having a bad day, or your mom calls you having a bad day. They cannot take your spirit. Okay? So don't match theirs. That's kind of what we were talking about, I think, yesterday, I think, of like, you know, you walk into a room of people and their energy is super low, or you get on a, you know, you start talking to somebody and they're griping. Yeah, the thermostat, what we were talking about yesterday with the thermostat and thermometers, of like, are you going to allow people, you know, you start talking to somebody and they're griping and griping and griping, and so you go, oh, well, shoot, I can't be happy. That's going to be the opposite of them. But why are you matching them? Why not make them match you? Okay? And that's what we do sometimes when we're too happy, or we feel like, oh, I don't want to make somebody uncomfortable because I'm actually still pretty good, but yet they're really struggling. So I don't want to tell them how good I'm being or how good I'm doing, because that might make them feel bad, right? That's what we do. We like place guilt on ourselves for being happy in this time because somebody else isn't. When in reality, what we could do is say, you know, she's really struggling, but I'm actually pretty good. So maybe I can do something to help lift her spirits. Instead of coming down to her, why not see what you can do to bring her up where you're at? Okay? So don't let somebody steal your spirit just because they're testing you. It's another test. Whether it's a little test or a big test, they're all part of it. Okay? And it's really just seeing, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to stay positive? How bad do you want to survive this? How bad do you want to stay on top of it? It's all part of the test. And this is a huge test, right? Like, probably bigger than a lot of us or a lot of you guys or anything have ever been through. And that's really hard. But I'm going to tell you right now, you have everything inside of you to get through it. You have everything you need right here. You just got to believe it. You got to have faith. Don't lose your spirit. Be in it for the test. Don't run from the test. Forge through it. Okay? Because you got all of us right here with you. You're not alone. You're not alone in the test. We're in it with you. Your neighbors are in it with you. People across the freaking world are in this with you. Okay? It's not just you. We're all in this together. Remember that. Okay? So anytime you feel tested and you feel like I'm not going to make it through, message me. I'll give you some of my spirit. I'll give you some of my confidence. I'll give you some of my motivation. Whatever you guys need, but just be ready for me to give you suggestions. I'm not going to sit and let you cry. I mean, I may, but we're going to work through it. And I'm going to find things that I can tell you to do to get out of it. Okay? Because I'm more proactive. Like, I'll let you kind of like whine for a little bit, and then I'm like, all right, but how can we fix this? Like, I'll let you have your little pity party for a second, and then let's go. That's just kind of me. I'm a fixer. So like, if you're going to come to me, I'm probably going to try and fix whatever is the issue. I can listen too, but I'm always going to probably give some sort of suggestion on how we can get out of it. Okay? That's just like the coach in me, naturally. Okay. I think the next one just kind of feeds into that, but it's like, don't be eaten alive by life, you guys. Do not let life eat you, eat at you, okay? So you have to find a way to have faith that it's going to work out, because everything so far has worked out, right? You figured it out. Like, we figured it out. It's going to be different. It may not be the way that we envisioned it or the way we thought it was going to go, or, you know, everything that we had to a T all planned out. It may not go the way we thought it was going to go, but we're going to get through this. We may have to do some things differently, but we're going to get through. Okay? So have the faith and don't let life eat you alive. Okay? I love this one because it just makes me think of you guys. I had to write it down, but life will send you supporters, you guys. Like, when you wholeheartedly believe in something, your people will find you. Dude, I believe that, like, wholeheartedly. Like, it makes me want to cry thinking about all you guys here, because I know for every single one of you guys that are here, I got 5 more girls right behind you guys. I'm right behind you, and right behind them, and right behind them, and it's a trickle effect. It's a ripple effect. So maybe, you know, I'm doing the work here with you guys, and some of you guys are my coaches, and some of you have challengers who are going to now affect them as well. And so it's so cool that, like, I've believed in something long enough and wholeheartedly enough to bring this to life, because this wouldn't exist without me, which is very cool to think of. I mean, I'm like, wow, like, none of this would exist if I hadn't had said yes 4 years ago. If I hadn't have done all the work 4 years ago, through all the crap that I had to go through to get here, you know, like, none of you guys would be here. Like, it's pretty cool to think about, right? And then to think about, who can you do that for? What kind of dream do you believe in? And what kind of supporters can come find you? Because I also tell you guys that a lot of you people I wouldn't even know or have a relationship with or have as close of a relationship with had I not brought you in through this, you know? And I couldn't, and now having all of you guys here, I couldn't imagine for a second any of you guys not being in my life. Like, that just, like, I'm like, wait, what? Like, I couldn't imagine not having you guys. And all I had to do was believe in my own vision. Believe way before you guys were here that this was possible. Because I knew 4 years ago, before I had a team, that I would have a team. I knew 4 years ago that I was going to find girls that believed in what I believed in. Being healthy, being bold, being kind of like out there and a leader. I knew that I was that type of person, and I knew I was going to find people that would support that as well before you guys were here. And so that's the thing too, you guys, you have to have faith and believe that you're capable of doing something like that way before it's ever here. I didn't like do all of this and now I believe I'm a good coach. You know, I can't believe that now. Or I mean, I already believe that now is what I'm trying to say. So like, I can't just now decide, oh, hey, all these people are here, I guess I'm a good coach. I didn't just now have confidence in myself as a coach. Okay, that came 4 years ago when I decided to go all in. When I decided to wholeheartedly be here for whoever wanted to come my way. And I have been for 4 years. You know, and then look at what's created, and imagine another 4 years from now. But what if I let life eat me alive right now? I stopped doing warrior hours. I stopped posting in the challenge group. I stopped posting on my social media. What does that do? You know, what would that do for all of you guys? What would that do for me? What would that do for all of our challengers, all of our people, all the people that follow me? All the people that follow you guys? That's not going to do anything for anybody, you know? So that accountability alone holds me here. Like, it keeps me here because I'm like, I gotta keep my shit together. You know? Oh, hey, dude. Look a little shit. Threw like a freaking gumball at me or whatever it was. I don't know what they are. Okay, so be bold. I wrote that down. Be freaking bold, you guys. Don't be afraid to be different than people. If people are griping on their social media and you're not, like, just be bold anyway. Okay, stand in your truth and be confident in yourself. I wrote down that's some kind of wonderful. I don't remember really what it was though, but I wrote it down. Like, I think I don't remember why I wrote that. I don't remember what he said. Does anybody remember why I wrote that?
So I want to add to your be bold. I wrote down, allow your change to be seen. So when you're bold, that means you're opened up, you know, you're an open book. Allow people to see that. Allow people to see your glow, you know. Share that on social media. If you don't know how, just start little. Just, you know, post a quote every day, positive quote, but allow people to see that, because no matter, like, if you don't know that people are watching you, there's always somebody watching you. There's always somebody that's going to get inspired by you. So just share that. Be bold in your growth. Like, you're going through this with a positive attitude. Like, you're seeing the good in this. Like, share that. Allow yourself to help other women. Just wanted to add that, being bold.
Yes, I absolutely love that. It's so funny too, because a lot of us only want to show like the final product, you know, but you guys, we're never a final product. Never, never, ever, ever, ever. And the moment you put your car in park, I mean, he was talking about this, the moment you put it in park because you think that you're a final project, you're going to get freaking ran over. Okay? Never stop working on yourself. And then if we're never stop working on ourselves, we're never a final product. So when are you going to just buck up and start sharing it? You know? Because there's somebody else that wishes they could get as far as you are right now. You know? There's people that would probably look at you and envy where you're at right now. Whether you think that or not, there are. Okay? Whether you think, oh my God, there's no way because I still have all of these flaws, you know? But you guys, your flaws are what make you so unique and special. Okay? And I had to learn that myself, you guys. I really did, especially in the beginning. Like, I didn't ever want to be imperfect. You know, I always wanted to be like, oh, I need to inspire people. And so to inspire people, I can't show that I'm struggling, because then they might think I'm inauthentic. But in reality, what I've learned over the 4 years is the more I show my imperfections, the more I share my struggles, the more people actually resonate with me. Because I say, okay, I have all these struggles, but in spite of all of that, I'm still working on me. I'm still working on being healthy. I'm still working out. I'm still working on my meal plans and my meal guides and drinking my shakes and working on my self-development. I'm not perfect. I struggle just like the rest of you guys, but I'm here anyway. And I'm showing up, and I'm going to be vulnerable enough to be seen. Dude, you guys know how much courage it takes to be seen? Like, so much courage. Okay? To be seen by your husband, to be seen by your kids, to be seen on social media, to be seen by your family, your friends. And not just like be seen like physically, I mean like allowing people into your soul, allowing you to express your opinions. It's hard. It takes a lot of courage to stand up and say, this is how I feel. This is what I think. This is my opinion. That takes a lot of freaking courage. Okay? But when you do it, you're going to find your people. Your people are naturally going to be attracted to you. There's going to be people that might message you and say, wow, I really appreciate you saying that. I really appreciate you putting your struggle out there because I needed that too. And the only reason, you guys, I know that's going to happen is because I've had it happen. You know, where I've struggled about saying, oh, I don't know if I want another kid, or oh, I don't know if we should live in Florida, or I don't know if we should move, or I don't know if we should do this. Anytime I've placed a fear or a thought out there, I've gotten an immense response back from people saying, like, thank you so much for sharing that, or wow, I didn't know this part of you, or, you know, something like that. And so be bold and be willing to be seen. And I love that, Neil. So thank you very much for sharing that. I appreciate that. I think the last thing I wrote here, don't buy what's in front of you, guys. Don't buy into what's in front of you right now, because what's in front of you right now is crap. Okay, that's like going to the freaking flea market and you're buying that crappy old freaking jewelry because it looks cute, but then like 2 days later it's like turning your finger green. Okay, that's like where we're at right now. Okay, like right now we have crappy freaking jewelry sitting in front of us. Don't buy it. Okay. Like, let's wait, save our money, and buy the good jewelry in 3 months, okay? Like, let's be honest. Don't buy into the crap that's happening right now. Oh my God, you're funny, Elizabeth. I had to read that. But you guys, don't buy in what's in front of you, even if it's a donut. No, I'm just kidding. But you guys, the crap of life that's happening right now, there's seriously so much crap that we could freaking buy into, you know, all the news, all the, here, stop, shush. He's under my chair, by the way. So and so keep thinking of those long-term goals. If you don't have long-term goals, write them down, set them. What are you going to do in 3 months when maybe we're allowed to, you know, go back outside and be with people? What's the first thing you want to do? Write that down and then focus on it and use it to forge you forward through all of this crap. Because this is crap, you guys. The stuff that's happening right now, this is crap. Okay? I'm not going to entertain it. It no longer has my attention. I'm aware of it. I'm educated. I know where to find the information when I need to feel that I need to update myself. Other than that, I put my head down, I put my blinders on, and I'm focusing on me, my journey, my business, my girls, my own health, my family. I'm just going to ride this out. Okay? And that's what I want for you guys too. Because I've been captivated by numbers or by news or whatever the heck is going on. I've been captivated by that as well. And I'm declaring right now, it's no longer going to get my attention like it has before. Maybe you guys need to declare that too. It doesn't mean that we ignore it. That doesn't mean that, like I said, it doesn't mean we're frolicking over in a freaking meadow like it's not happening. We're all aware it's happening and we're all aware of what we need to do. So now that you're doing that, what else are you focusing on? You don't put your head in the sand. Yes, exactly. Like, you guys, get your head out of the freaking sand, look up at the sky, and know that it's all going to be okay. We're all going to make it through this. We're all going to survive. And this will be one of those things that we look back on and be like, yo, remember when that happened? Whew. Whoa, that was kind of crazy, wasn't it? You know, but don't forget all these goals you set for yourself. Don't forget about all these dreams. Don't forget about this vision board sitting over here to my side. Oh, I love that, Christy. Hopefully you guys are all reading that. Like, does this serve my soul? Does this serve your soul? Any positive purpose? You know? And you guys know on the inside instantly when you're reading something or listening to something that hurts your soul or not. You know. You know instantly, I should be reading this or I shouldn't be reading this. But yet, what you do right after you know will determine where you're at. So maybe you know, but yet you continued reading. You know? I'm done with the repeating. Go.
Mom.
Go. Go. Sorry, he's like repeating everything I'm saying right now. It's like this huge phase. I'm riding out. We're riding it out, guys. But when you guys have that thought of like, man, I really shouldn't be reading this, man, I really shouldn't be listening to this. But what you do after it determines how strong you are mentally. Did you turn it off or did you keep reading it? When you know in your soul if it's serving you purpose or not, but then you choose to either do it or not, that will show you where you're at. I know, you're taking my massage table apart.
One other thing that I wrote down too is I might be broke, but I'm poor. And this isn't about money. It's definitely not about I'm broke, I don't have no money. It's about I'm enriched with life. I'm enriched with joy. I'm enriched with happiness. Okay, we have to find a positive through this sucky negative situation. Okay, I'm still breathing. I still woke up. I get to spend the day with my kids. Like today, the sun's shining. How enriched is that, you know? So even though you might feel poor, you know, just be enriched with positive things around you. Maybe stand in your room and just look around, or stand outside and look around and, oh, I can hear the birds, you know, in the morning. Be enriched with something throughout your day.
Yeah, I love that. I agree. Actually, yesterday I took like just a 10-minute walk by myself. I took just like a 10-minute walk by myself outside. Like I just put some headphones in, and I just like walked down the road, like just so we're at a dead end. So I walked down to the dead end and back, and then I just walked down the main road a little bit and back. You guys, it took me 10 minutes. You know, it was not anything like I probably walked like I don't know, half a mile, maybe a mile total if you think about it. But I just had some music on. I was just like taking deep breaths. I was just kind of opening up to the air. I was just like really being open. I was trying to just really sing my music rather than fester in my mind about all the thoughts. And it made me feel so good. Like it really did. I was just like, oh my God, that's what I needed. And like, no offense to like Derek, but it was like nice not to have him because like I just wasn't like, don't go on the road, where are the cars, you know, like I just wasn't thinking extra for somebody else. And so it was just so nice to take that 10 minutes by myself, to just get outside, walk around, be in my own thoughts, and not have to like worry about anybody. Like I even thought for a second, oh, maybe I should take the dogs, you know, and then I was like, no. I was like, I'm sorry guys. I was like, I just want to go by myself. Like I just wanted 10 minutes to my own brain to just walk at my own pace, whether I wanted to walk fast or if I wanted to walk slow. I didn't want to pull the dogs. I didn't want to have to yank Derek's arm back or anything like that. I was like, it's just me. And it felt so good. And so I think that's really important to me. It's like, get outside. I know maybe even if it's not like super amazing where you guys are at. Sorry, I live in Florida, so that's kind of tricky because obviously the sun is always here for us. But like for you guys, even if it's a little cloudy or something like that, maybe try and find shapes in the clouds. You know, like, okay, what can we find in the clouds? Or how can we still be just grateful for another day? You know, maybe it doesn't always have to be because the sun is shining. Like, hey, you woke up. We're gonna take that as a win. You know. So I love it. I love it. I think that we got a lot of insight from him. I love Les Brown. If you guys ever get a chance, that's on audiobook, and there's like so many chapters of it. There's like, I don't know, like 14 or 15 chapters. It's the best of Les Brown. He does like some amazing speeches. We might actually come back and visit him again. Ooh, the sun is supposed to shine for the next 2 days. I'm excited for you guys. That's exciting. Make sure if you guys are working, so you get outside on your lunch break or something like that. Like just sit in your car and like keep your car door open or something, you know, or sit on the trunk or something. But definitely you guys make time for you, get out of the house, and maybe even if it's raining, I don't know, get out in the freaking rain. Like we actually were supposed to get a little rain yesterday. Derek and I were gonna go play in it, but it was just a little sprinkle. It wasn't fun at all. We were like, oh, but we were still gonna make the best of it if it was gonna be a rainy day. So find a way to get through every test. And you guys remember that even just like what Rachel Hollis taught us the other day, if that's 1 day at a time or 1 hour at a time, that's okay. Take it 1 hour at a time. Okay? Because I know you guys with kids, every hour could be freaking different. Am I right? Like 1 hour, we're perfectly fine. And the next hour, I'm like, you need food and a nap. Like, go to bed. Like, so definitely 1 hour at a time. 1 hour at a time. We will survive. All right, ladies. I know it's like 7 or 9:20. Oh my goodness. All right. I love you guys. I'm gonna let you go. Hopefully you guys have a great day. I will see you guys tomorrow. For my coaches, don't forget we also have our coach meeting tonight at 8. So if you guys want to jump on that too. All right. Derek wants to say bye. Bye, ladies. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye, little kids.
Bye, little kids.